Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. Dan Hafner joining you here. It is Friday morning, y'all, and it is a great Friday. Super excited to be here with you guys today. This is capping off day number 5 of this 5-part series of the Morning Alignment System Week. Today's topic is this: the cost versus the price. As always, thank you all for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. All right, so talking about cost versus price. And I thought this would be an appropriate way to cap off this week of talking about this process of getting a morning routine down and starting your day off right, aligning things with what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve them. And there's 2 different facets to this. There's a cost and a price to everything. So a cost, I'll start with the price. The price of something is literally like, what does this cost in money terms? Like if I'm buying a TV or something else, or a program or a car or a house or whatever it is, like there is a price. Like that is what it is, right? The cost of something is what is given up to get that thing, right? There's an opportunity cost to everything. Now, I'm no economics major, but the opportunity cost of something is the cost of something minus what you would have got instead of that. So a lot of this has to do with time, right? If you choose to spend all of your time at night on watching TV, you cost 3 hours of your life that you'll never get back that you could have spent doing something else, like starting a business or working out or doing something else, right? And over time, that starts to cost you your health. It starts to cost you your relationships. It starts to cost you other things, right? And a lot of us we're not willing to pay the price, but we're willing to pay the cost. Now, how stupid is that, right? Like, we're willing to pay a huge price for something, but we're not willing to pay, we're not willing to pay a huge price for something up front, but we're willing to pay an even bigger cost down the road. I got a little confused there. So you'd rather spend, you complain about spending $300 on a TV, instead of, down the road, it's like, I cost myself all this pain, all this whatever. And maybe that's not a great example, but like this coaching program, right, that I'm starting, maybe you're thinking about joining it and you think, oh, well, I'm not willing to pay the monthly subscription fee. But are you willing to pay a loss of productivity, a loss of continuing to pay this cost of being lost, of being unfocused, of being just drifting all the time, of not being able to actually achieve what you want, of not being aligned in what you're trying to chase after? Are you willing to pay the cost of not being mentally aware of your problems? Are you willing to pay the cost of sluggishness, sedation, just feeling like crap all the time, like you probably are right now? Like, are you willing to pay that cost? Because if you're not, then the price is nothing, right? And this took me a long time to get my head around. When I was first introduced to this concept a couple years ago, like I was probably sitting there just like you, like, what is this guy talking about, right? Like, I'm not paying that kind of money for something. And then this idea entered my mind of like, okay, what's the cost of this if I don't do this? Oh, well, if I don't do this, I'll be stuck in the same situation I currently am, and I won't be moving any further along, and I'll just sit here and tell myself lies in my own head. And this was part of a business coaching program, right? And I just, I started to realize like, oh, okay, so this costs money, but on the back side of it, the cost of not doing this is even higher than the price I'm paying right now when you add it up financially. And then it made sense, right? So what I want you to think about is this term. There's these two facets, right? Are you willing to pay the price for something? Like, are you willing to pay the price inside of your fitness, inside of your relationship? Are you willing to like do the daily discipline, the daily work required to turn that area of your life around? Are you willing to do what's required to lose the weight you want to lose? There's a price to pay. There's a price to pay every single day, getting up, sweating, eating right, dieting, like whatever you got to do. Are you willing to pay that price? That price can be steep, right? You can join all kinds of programs. You can buy, Nutrisystem. You can do whatever else. But at the end of the day, like, what's the cost of not doing all that? Diabetes, obesity, doctor's bills down the road. Like, that's a huge cost. That's a huge cost. So are you willing to pay the price now to avoid the cost later? That's my question for you today. So if you are thinking about, possibly moving forward and working with me one-on-one, think about that. If the cost is what's tripping you up, and I get it. Like, I get it. There are times when the cost trips me up on things still. And I'm like, I don't know if I can afford that. And then I think, I can't not afford to do this. If it's something that's really going to change me that much, you can't afford to not do it because the cost is something you'll never be able to afford. So that's my principle for you guys today. And I want you to think about that. I want you to seriously think about that today and this weekend. So that's going to wrap up today's show. If you are still on the fence, or if you are thinking about, joining the Morning Alignment System coaching program with me through the Coach.me platform, you can even private message me on Facebook. My name is Dan Hafner. I'd be more than willing to talk you through some of the things that, that are involved with it. I can send you the promo code for a first week completely free, complimentary. We can get, all that taken care of, put your fears to rest, answer any questions you have. I promise you, the change in a morning routine is something that has absolutely set my life on a different trajectory. Like, I am not the same person I was a year ago. I'm not the same person I was three months ago, 6 months ago. Like, this process has been tested and tried by like thousands of people, and I'm just trying to teach it to you. I'm doing my duty of paying it forward because I have seen the incredible results that it has done in my life. And I know if you apply yourself and you commit to it 100%, it could change yours too. So if you're interested, hit me up on Facebook. Check out the ad at the end of this show. It'll tell you exactly where to go. Coach.me/D Hafner. That's D Hafner. And check out the Morning Alignment System. There's a little video on there that explains what it's all about, a little text on there. It's a great program. Already having results with a few people inside of there. And we'd love to have you as part of the community. And if you join here this weekend, I'm only opening enrollment for a free week once a month. So if you're interested in it, I'm going to create private Facebook groups. We're going to have a different community. There's going to be a whole bunch of other offerings if you decide to step through in this either today or the weekend. And it is going to be an absolute life-changing experience for you, I promise you. So if you want more details, listen to the ad here in a couple seconds. That's going to wrap up today's show. My question for you today is, can you afford to pay the cost later if you're not willing to pay the price today? And I'll leave you with that thought. As always, Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great Friday and a great weekend. Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast, a quick and powerful way to start your day and create more impact in your world. Whether you start your day listening to this podcast in the car, working out, or seeing your family out the door, the way you start your day is critical to the results you get that day. Once I took the steps to change my sluggish and lazy mornings into focused, power-filled routines, everything changed in my life. If you're possibly considering changing up your life, trying new things, or perhaps tackling a different approach to your morning, maybe it's time you had some accountability. Personal coaching, even online coaching, can create massive accountability for you, lead you towards the change you have been seeking, and ultimately get you the results you want. If this sounds like something you know you could benefit from, and you already love the show, try 1 week of one-on-one personal coaching from me, Dan Hafner, 100% complimentary free. Using the world's #1 online coaching platform, I will guide you through the process I used to turn my life around and show you how you can turn yours around. Don't start off sluggish. Start with a purpose. Click on the link in the notes part of this episode or go to www.coach.me/dhafner and join the Morning Alignment System Coaching Program today.